Hi there, my name is Scott McDonald, and today I'm going to teach you how to do a cruise on trampoline. Before learning these, you should be comfortable with front drops and jump half turns. It's also not strictly necessary, but if you can do an airplane or half twist to stomach, this learning process will be significantly quicker and easier. As with regular front drops, the skin on the inside of your elbows might get a little bit burnt when you first learn these, but you can easily mitigate this by wearing sleeves. Simply put, a cruise is a front drop, then a half flip with a half twist to land in another front drop facing the other way. In other words, it's the front drop version of a cradle. That said, it's much easier to think of a cruise as a quarter twist over the top followed by a quarter twist to your stomach. To do one, start by bouncing pretty low in the center of the bed. When you're ready to go, do a regular front drop, then as you rebound you're going to snap your legs beneath yourself while pulling your chest up and back. As you push away from the trampoline, bring your arms down to your hips, and as you get airborne you're going to passively flex your muscles and close your opposite hip and shoulder to do a quarter twist in your preferred twisting direction. As gravity pulls you back down from the apex, you'll continue turning the same direction to complete a half twist before landing on your front and completing the trick. As far as visual reference points go, I keep my head neutral then spot the bed peripherally in front of myself. As I get airborne and begin twisting, I spot the trampoline down my body and watch it all the way down into the second front drop. Watching the bed down your body like this will help you keep track of where you are and keep everything safe. Now that you understand how cruises work, let's break them down and do a few simple drills. First up, you're going to simulate the way you snap into the takeoff by doing front drop to back drop while maintaining a straight body. This will be easier if you begin in a tuck and gradually extend, and it's mostly about timing your movements with the rhythm of the trampoline itself. Being able to take off like this consistently is going to be absolutely crucial for your cruise, so make sure you take the time to perfect this drill. If you're struggling to get it around, make sure you're bending your knees as you land, not letting your feet kick the trampoline, pulling your torso up and back as your hips and legs snap through, and keeping your eyes neutral instead of looking down towards the bed the entire time. When you can consistently get a good takeoff, the next step is to do a segmented cruise. Start by doing a pretty low front drop, then do a quarter twist to your feet while keeping your arms in front of your hips and your shoulders closed. When this feels easy, spot the bed and continue in the same direction, but this time do a quarter twist from your feet to a front drop. When both parts feel pretty good individually, it's time to put them together. At first, you might take a few bounces on your feet in between the segments, but the goal is to do front drop, return to feet, then rebound immediately into the second front drop. When this feels consistent, ask a friend to throw a mat for you and try to skip your feet to land back in a front drop. Once you've done enough to feel safe and consistent, remove the mat and enjoy your shiny new cruise. Let's take a look at a few common cruise mistakes and how to either fix them or just avoid them outright. First and foremost, make sure your cruise is staying on a vertical axis with your chest upright, your legs swinging directly underneath you like a pendulum, and your body in a straight, slightly hollow position. If you arch, it's going to feel very awkward and blind, and if you keep your chest and shoulders too low, you'll wind up either doing a half flat spin or a piked, kinda janky cruise. Being overly hunched like this tends to be a result of looking at the trampoline with your entire torso rather than just your eyes. If this is happening to you, an easy fix is to revisit the progressions but consciously look outward instead of downward. This can be pretty spooky, but it's very helpful, and once you have your axis back under control, you can resume looking down. Next, let's look at the arms. If they go overhead, it's going to slow you way down, and if either arm goes behind your back, it'll look and feel pretty awkward, so make sure both arms are staying in front of your hips after you push away from the trampoline. If you rush and try and twist too early, you might wind up catching your feet against the tramp and stopping yourself, or you'll find yourself too rotated too soon and be very top heavy. On the other end of the spectrum, if you come up square and wait too long to twist, it just won't work, so make sure you're doing a quarter twist on the way up and a quarter on the way down. Now, besides the cruise-specific issues, keep in mind that there are 2 front drops in a cruise, so all the issues that happen in regular front drops can also happen here. With that in mind, if you're jumping forward into your cruise, arching your back and landing chest first, trying to hold your face away from the trampoline and landing lower body first, or trying to break your fall with your arms, it is not going to be a good time. If you're having any of these issues or your landing angle just feels off, I highly recommend bailing to your hands and knees to protect your back and getting a friend to throw a mat until you've drilled the technique to the point of safety and consistency. Lastly, if you're having trouble snapping into your takeoff, make sure you're not kicking the bed with your feet or leaving your chest down. Either of these will make it very difficult to rotate, and if your muscles are also loose, you might get a little flaily or feel a disconnect between your upper and lower body. Make sure you're staying tight, landing with your knees at 90 degrees, keeping your eyes neutral, pulling your chest up and back, and keeping your legs together. On that note, I'm going to wrap things up, but I hope this video gave you everything you need to learn cruises. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in coaching or workshops, you can always message me on Instagram at Scott A. McDonald. And until next time, good luck and happy training.